Hi, this is Gary with MACMOST.com. Let me show you how you can get your Mac to read text to you. MACMOST is brought to you thanks to a great group of more than 1,000 supporters. Go to MACMOST.com/Patreon. There you could read more about the Patreon campaign, join us, and get exclusive content and course discounts. So there are a few built-in ways to have your Mac read text to you. They're pretty simple to use. For instance, the first way is to use a menu item that's available no matter what your settings are. So here you can go to a web page, you can go to something you're writing in Pages or an email that you received. All you need to do is select text like you normally would to, say, copy it or change style or something like that. Once you have text selected, you could go to Edit and then look for Speech and then select Start Speaking.
Pluto has a moderately eccentric and inclined orbit.
Now you've got some controls like which voice is going to be used. To get to those controls, go to System Settings and from there go to Accessibility and then Spoken Content. Now here you've got your system voice and you can change it to a variety of different voices. They're broken up by country and there are a whole bunch of different ones, especially for US English. If you look under Siri, you'll get the Siri voices there. So let me select, say, voice 4 here, and you can easily test these out using the Play Sample button.
Hi, I'm Siri.
Now you've got a speaking rate here, so if it's speaking too slowly,
Hi, I'm Siri.
you can speed it up. And you also have volume, which is relative to the system volume. So at the maximum amount, it's going to use the regular system volume, but you could have it speak to you quieter,
Hi,
like
I'm
that.
Siri.
So once you've set that up, you can see the changes right away if you go to Edit, Speech, and Start Speaking.
Pluto has a moderately eccentric and inclined orbit.
If while it's speaking you want it to stop, you can go to Edit, Speech, and then Stop Speaking will be available while speech is being used. Now you can also Control click, right click, or two-finger click on a trackpad and then select from there Speech and then there's Start and Stop Speaking there as well. If you want, you can set keyboard shortcuts for this. So go back into System Settings, but this time go to Keyboard and then Keyboard Shortcuts and then go to App Shortcuts, click the plus button, and then for all applications use Start Speaking, spelled exactly as the menu item shows, and then assign something to it. Like I'm going to use Option Command S and done. And now I can use Option Command S to start.
Pluto has a moderately eccentric and inclined orbit, ranging from 30 to 49 astronomical.
And you can see the keyboard shortcut appear here in the menu now. And if you want, you can also add another one for Stop Speaking. Now you may notice that if you don't select anything and then you go to Edit Speech, it's going to start speaking, but it'll speak everything it can find. So it's going to start speaking all the different menu items and navigation buttons and all of that. But you can click here on a web page or use Shift Command R to go to Reader View. And Reader View really boils the page down to just the text. So if you do a quick Shift Command R just to go into Reader View and then immediately use your keyboard shortcut or Edit, Speech, Start Speaking, you can get an article right to you.
This article is about the dwarf planet. For the deity, see Pluto mythology.
It's also usually easier to select text here in Reader View than it is sometimes on a web page. Now another way to have text spoken to you is to go into System Settings and let's go back to Accessibility and Spoken Content. And there's an option here for Speak Selection. We're going to first go to the details for the setting here and we can see there's a keyboard shortcut for this. And we can set Highlight Content to highlight either words or whole sentences as it's read to us, change a color that's used, change the sentence color. There's a lot that you can do here to customize exactly how this is going to look. Let's go and take a look at what happens when we use this. So I'm going to turn it on and then I'm going to go back to this Safari page. And what I'm going to do is select some text and then use Option Escape.
Pluto has a moderately eccentric and inclined orbit, ranging from 30 to 49 astronomical units.
So you can see how it's highlighting the words for us as it's going through the text. And you've got this special set of controls here. You can increase the speed or decrease the speed right in here. And you could stop and play and jump ahead or go back while it's speaking to you. So this is kind of a more advanced interface, but it's going to use the same voice that we selected before. So it's another way to accomplish the same thing with a slightly different interface. And it works the same way, say, in Reader View here. If I go to it and I haven't selected anything, I could do Option Escape. It'll read everything.
This article is about the dwarf planet. For the daily, see.
Now another way to do it is to use a shortcut to do it. You can create your own shortcut in the Shortcuts app. I'll just create one here and I'll just have it speak. You can see speak text. And what text will I have it speak? Well, I'm going to control click here, insert variable, and say that I want shortcut input. So now I can set it to, instead of receiving images and 18 more, I can select all, then click again to deselect all and say just text. And where do I want it to come from? Well, if I go to details here, I can say use as a quick action in the services menu. So now it'll speak it. Under show more, I can actually set the voice here separate from the system voice. So for instance, I'll set it to Siri Voice 1 in this case. And I can change the pitch, which is interesting, and the rate as well. So now let's just name this something like that. And if I go back here into Safari and I select some text, control click on it and go to Services, I'll find Speak Selected Text right here and it will work.
Pluto has a moderately eccentric and inclined orbit.
So it really doesn't give you any additional functionality that you can't get the other ways, and it's hard to have it stop. So it may not be the best thing to do, but shortcuts can do something a little different. Let's get rid of the speak action here and instead look for make spoken audio from text. And I'm going to bring that in. So it's going to take the shortcut input, make spoken audio from text, and then I can see here the same rate, pitch, and I could set the voice here as well. And now what it's going to do is make an audio file. If I want to, I can just have it go to Quick Look and it will actually put that into a Quick Look window that I can then control. So now when I go to Services Speak Selected Text, it'll take a few seconds to generate the spoken text, but the result is going to be a Quick Look window like this. And you can see it's 29 seconds and now I've got playback controls.
Pluto has a moderately eccentric and inclined orbit.
And I can jump around in it.
Distance of 30.
I could even, instead of using Quick Look here, I could have it save a file. And then I could save the spoken audio, ask where to save, and now when I use this, by going to Services, Speak Selected Text, it'll convert this to audio. And now I'll save it to the desktop. And you can see that now I have this audio file here. I can look at it in Quick Look or use it in a project if I want to. So Shortcuts has the ability to use the same text-to-speech that we were using in the earlier examples, except now you can actually create an audio file and do various things with it. I hope you found this all useful. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, click the thumbs up button below to let me know. I publish new tutorials each weekday. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out.